Can you hear me? Yes, I can. Alrighty, today we're going to do a little bit of, practice. I call it some practice. We're going to go out to Tri-County and practice some landings and takeoffs. And anyway, I'm waiting for it to warm up before I do my run-up and all that, and I'll touch base back with you when we get to Tri-County. Alright, peace out, man.
Notice at high manifold pressure, even with the check valves and the smoke system, that there's a little residual smoke that comes out. That's a definite project for myself and my mechanic in the future.
Traffic, 6 Hotel Charlie's entering the left downwind for runway 18 on Holly. Has traffic in sight. Oh, gone. Nice.
Thanks. I love that smoke system.
It's a handy tool.
Yeah, it's actually good to show people where you are.
Yeah, it works great.
Alrighty, everybody, while we're flying out here to Tri-County, kind of go into a few more things as we're going along. Everything working good, had a little fuel pressure thing going on. It was probably just a little loose connection. Got that all taken care of. My condition inspection, they found a cracked hanger plate that hangs all the electronic ignition. So had to replace that, and there was a lot of dinking around with that. Also, my brakes, I had single puck Beringer brakes, and on 31-inch bush wheels, that doesn't really work too well. It could barely hold a run-up with that. Certainly they're not stall-capable brakes. Beringers came out with a couple of different solutions to that for 31-inch bush wheels. Since I was early on trying to get that problem straightened out, I bought a second puck, and they had that system for a while. But the problem was the backing plate didn't match the holes on the axle. The FX3 has a heavy-duty axle, and I believe they made the backing plate for Carbon Cub and SS or something like that, not the heavy-duty axle. So after a year of dinking around, finally got them to communicate with Cub crafters and got the correct backing plate. There is a very specific break-in period for Beringer brakes and a way of doing it. And so I've got about 10 hours, and the brakes definitely work much better. They're not quite stall capable, but close enough for what I want to do. I think you'd have to put the stall pads on. I've got the regular pads. And probably change the actual master cylinder to get them to be like that, but I don't need them that strong. Matter of fact, I don't want them that strong because, I'd like to stay upright on this. So I think they're about perfect for where I have them right now. Little lean assist going on there. And my plan today is I'm going to stop and set up a couple orange cones and just get my practice up and lightly use the brakes just a little bit more, and then we'll kind of go with it from there. Supposed to get thunderstormy later on, so that's why I'm out really early here. I'm only planning to be out about an hour. Do about 3 or 4 landings out here at Tri-County and head back. Tri-County's probably about 15 minutes west of Peoria, Illinois. It's a nice grass strip owned by a friend of mine, Dave Shipley, who has just this beautiful RV-14 that should have won awards at Oshkosh, but you know, there's so many beautiful RV-14s. It's hard to figure. So anyway, peace out for a bit. Tri-County traffic, Carpet Cup 57875 is over the numbers for 20. We're doing 360 overhead approach, Tri-County. Well, sports fans, we're going to do a 360 overhead approach here at Tri-County. And slowing it down, and maybe we can get an idea about that hum. Maybe we'll get a little bit of a hum here. 85, flaps, first notch of flaps coming in. 71, second notch of flaps coming in. Tri-County traffic, Carpet Cup 57875 is turn of final, runway 20, Tri-County. I like that's my pilot voice. I like my pilot voice. It's pretty cool. And I think we'll come in for just a nice standard landing here. And the last notch of flaps goes down. Oh, about 63. I'm a little fast, but I'm probably going to do a little bit of a wheel landing here. So, oh boy, a little hoochie. Stick back, flaps out, brakes on. Nice brakes, see, not too crazy at all. Little puff of smoke out there because I use the smoke system. One of these days I'll figure that one out too. See, right about now we'd usually start hearing my hum, which I don't hear. My prop defined. There's my cones, I can actually see them now. 80, 70, second notch. Tri-County traffic, Carpet Cup 57875, turn base final, runway 20, Tri-County. Pilot voice again. Love the pilot voice. Last notch. Bringing her in. 64, kind of dragging. And we'll slowly get to about 55, right over the numbers. Oh, my cone fell over. way better.
Definitely a little bit short on this one. Now, if you're wondering what all the smoke on takeoff is all about, it's really nice to judge the exact wind direction using that smoke when you take off you're doing practicing landings.
Okay, second notch coming down. Prop full forward in case I need to go around. There's my little cones again. It's just about right down the runway, maybe a little bit out of the, a little more out of the south. I'm sorry, the west is. Last notch, coming in, 63. $59. A little long. Okay, now let's do some brake action here. See, they're not grabby, they're actually very good now.
Now, my perception on this one is that I was a little bit long, but when you look at it, it looks like I was just about right on the money.
Tri-County traffic, Carbon Cup 57875 is turn base, final runway 20, Tri-County. First notch. Second notch. Prop goes full forward. Last notch. 65. My ground speed is only 57, so I've got a little bit of a headwind here. Ride, hoorah, hoorah. Hoorah, let's get this going here. Okay. I was a little high and long last time. Let's see if I can change that situation. Up a little long again. Oh yeah, brakes is doing good. Not too grabby, I liking that.
Interesting that my perception from the cockpit is that I'm a little bit long, but in actuality I'm just about right on. I'm going to keep that in mind as I'm going along.
landing light is wig-wagging. Second notch of flaps. Alright, back into my 63, 61 type of time frame here, or type of speed frame. I see my orange codes being very visible there. Perfect. 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 $58. Man, I'm just a little long on these things. And right at the 400 foot mark again, I got that part down.
Actually, probably about a plane length short on this one. Of course, the cockpit camera dies out right about on this last landing here. And a little short again. Looked like it was still a-working. Might even go and put you in the back seat. Okay, I wanted to just kind of walk you through my new brake setup here. Originally, the Beringer brakes came with just the this single puck right here, this single caliper with that. And with this size bush wheel, the 31-inch Alaskan bush wheel, that's just not enough stopping power. It doesn't have enough area really to do it. They realized that quickly after they started doing Beringers to 31-inch bush wheels on carbon cubs. And the first suggestion was to add a second caliper to it. The problem being, when they sent it to me, their backing plate that holds those calipers didn't fit my axle. So after going round and round with them for literally a year, I found out that it's a heavy-duty axle. And they already had, I think, the the backing plate in the computer.
They just printed one, and we got that all set up. So the stopping power is definitely much better. I think if I switched to Stoll brake pads, it'd probably be way better with that. And I'm sure you could also change out the master cylinder, which I think is what they're doing now. They're using a smaller master cylinder, from what I understand. So that's how that works. But you can see it's actually a nice setup with that. Gives it a lot of stopping power. The rotor itself is still kind of small, not as much a surface area with that. But you know, they look cool, you know. So, you know, you look at the Beringer wheels. I got my shadow out of the way. They look mighty nice. So this is a false valve. The real valve is on the tire itself. It's a tubeless tire. The tire itself is a giant tube. So, but that's the brake saga. But so more than happy that Claire Beringer and Jan Merrill worked with me on that whole thing, and I understand there was just a communication between Cub Crafters and them from the beginning. So it's all good.